I'm finally gonna debut the project car that's gonna be being built on this channel. You guys ready to see what it is? Let's go ahead and check it out. Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. First thing I want to do is give a big shout out to my buddy Hassan for making this awesome introduction for our vlogs. I actually showed it in the last video for the first time, and you know what, I really like it. He did such an amazing job, and he listened to every single idea that we had to create this awesome introduction. I really think it captures a lot of what we do here in Malaysia, and I don't know, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Some of you guys were telling me before in the last video what you liked about it, and I don't know, I'd like to hear some more comments and just kind of hear overall feedback on it. Now the next thing I wanted to go ahead and mention was that Evelyn and I didn't get a chance to go to the last Malaysia game where they played Timor-Leste for the second time, where they won 5-1. I'm super happy for them. I'm so glad that they were able to qualify for the next group phase, and I really can't wait to see all the next games. The good news is I got plenty of time to watch the games now. 2 days ago, we finally finished up the school year, and now I'm officially on summer break, but with that comes some bad news. Evelyn's gonna be leaving me for an entire month to head back to Panama. The cool thing is, Evelyn and I are talking about sending her home with a GoPro so she can record some cool stuff over there in Panama and then email it to me so that I can try to include it in the vlog. So if you guys are curious about anything regarding Panama or where she's from, let me know down in the comments below. Like, what would you like to see? What are some things that you'd like to see her film and video and send me? I mean, there'd probably just be some like short 2 or 3 minute clips that I can add into the video, but I don't know, it'd be a really cool way for you guys to see where she's from and where I lived before we came here to, I don't know, give you guys a little bit of background on us. And now it's time for the moment that a lot of you guys have been waiting for. As you guys probably read in the title of this video, I'm finally gonna debut the project car that's gonna be being built on this channel. You guys ready to see what it is? Let's go ahead and check it out. I gotta kind of film this vlog pretty quickly because there's already like 3 or 4 monkeys that are like up here in the trees. I don't know if you guys can see them or not, but they're definitely up there, and they're not the friendliest ones over here. There's one like right over here, and then there's a little baby one up there. Oop, there's 2 up there. They're right above us. With my luck, they're gonna drop a bunch of stuff on us. So I'm super excited to finally get a chance to reveal this project car with you guys. I've been waiting like a month almost to finally be able to tell you guys what it is that I purchased. Actually, well, it's been sitting in my garage for like 2.5 weeks, and it hasn't been running. It hasn't been running the best. I mean, it would start once in a blue moon, and I would finally get it running, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to record the video, and then the car would die the next day, or something would happen. So finally, one of my buddies came by, and he's got a Cefiro, and he's kind of been guiding me through this process of just trying to get the car started. And we spent probably 2 days or so, maybe a day and a half, more or less, just kind of like diagnosing little things here and there to finally get the car started and running. And I'll give you guys a little bit more detail about what we've done to the motor just to finally get it to run. But I'm gonna go ahead and reveal that it is a Nissan Cefiro. It's a 1991 Nissan Cefiro, and I'm super stoked about this project, guys. I'm really excited to be able to take this experience and share with you guys, and hopefully get your input and your ideas and what you guys want to see done as well with the car. If you guys have been following the channel for a long time, or you're a long time subscriber, you would know I'm super passionate about cars. I mean, you would know that one of my dream cars is like an R32 Skyline, and honestly, as much as I would love to have an R32 Skyline, right now it's just not in my price range, and I try to find something that was going to be maybe the next best thing, something relatable, something that you guys can connect with, and maybe even a car that's super popular here in Malaysia as well, because I know the Nissan Cefiro is a really cool car here. I've seen a lot of really souped up ones that are like ridiculously clean, and honestly, when I moved here to Malaysia, I had no idea what a Nissan Cefiro was. In the United States, we don't have this car over there. We don't have anything comparable to it. We don't even have anything close to it. I mean, I guess the closest thing we would have is a Nissan Silvia S13 or 180SX chassis, or what we call the 240SX over there. But yeah, it's completely different. It's really neat. I'm super excited, but you know what? Let's go ahead and just kind of take a look at the car and I'll show you guys what I mean. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do a quick walk around on the car. I wanna show you guys basically what the car looks like in its original state. In fact, I haven't even washed the car since I bought it because I wanted to be as authentic and real as I possibly could to reveal the car, but you can see it's not in bad shape. I mean, the body of the car was super clean. I mean, there's not really any major dents or dings on it. The car doesn't have any like damage from a car accident. Obviously the paint on it isn't the nicest. It's got a lot of rock chips, and you can see down here what looks like somebody had wrapped it at some point, or tried to wrap with some like cheap wrap tape, or ooh, that's not the nicest looking thing, is it? So it's definitely got some stuff that needs to be looked after, but that was the whole idea of getting the car. Like, I wanted a project car that wasn't gonna be all destroyed and broken before I got it. I wanted to get something that was gonna be, you know, like a diamond in the rough, something that you guys would be able to kind of see the process of going from what you see right now to something a lot nicer. And I really would like to hear your input too as well. Like, what is it that you guys want to see done with the car, or do you have any questions? What kind of questions do you have about what I want to do to the car? Let me know down in the comment area below, or let me know on Instagram, because I do have a couple pictures posted up on there. If you want, you can check it out here on my JDMS2KPTY. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the camera over to my camera woman Evelyn, so I can go ahead and walk around the car and show you guys more in detail some of the things that are not so nice with the car. So the first thing I want to go ahead and point out that I want to change and get rid of are these fog lights that are right down here. These are not from the factory. This is something that the previous owner, or one of the previous owners, had already installed in the car. And when I open the motor up here in a second, you're gonna see this like rat's nest of wires that somebody had installed them with, and it just looks terrible. Honestly, it looks like an electrical fire ready to happen, but we're gonna sort that out in one of our next videos as we start kind of dismantling the car and cleaning it up. But the other thing I want to point out also is this little grill over here. This thing, as cool as some people might think it is, this is from the SE model from what I understand. This didn't come with this exact car, but I don't know. If you guys saw my other video, I have an East Bear grill that's ready to go in here. That's R32 style, so I'm super excited to put that on there. And again, that'll be another video for another time, but this has definitely got to go. Now, the next thing I also want to talk about are these wheels. I'm not a fan of these wheels personally. I mean, they're not terrible looking. I've seen worse wheels before. I mean, I do like how they're concave and they kind of sink in a little bit to the center, but first problem, they're 4-lug. Gotta switch up to a 5-lug because gotta have some bigger wheels, guys. This is 18s at least. It's a big car. This thing is like a boat. Honestly, I feel like when I'm driving this car, it's like driving a boat. And this thing needs some bigger wheels to match the size of the car. So that's one of the next things I gotta start getting rid of. So what kind of wheels do you guys want to see on this? Or what kind of wheels do you recommend? What are your favorites? Let me know down in the comments below. So now we're here inside the interior. And for a project car, it's really not in that bad a condition. I mean, considering I've had other cars that were stripped out, no interior whatsoever. Some had these horrible stains that lasted forever, or from God knows how long, but this actually came out in really good condition. So if we take a look though, the fabric to me is a little dated. I would love to put some different seats in here. Not sure what kind I want to put in here, but the fabric it's not in bad shape. Like for a normal car to daily drive and ride around, it's actually in good shape, but I don't know. It's gonna need some love. I'm definitely gonna have to shampoo it and clean it and try to see what I can get out of it as well to try to make it, I don't know, look a little newer, look a little fresher, at least smell a little better. Because obviously you can't smell how it smells in here on the camera, but it's definitely got that old smell from sitting in a garage for a long time. Luckily it doesn't smell like garbage or something, but it definitely does have that I've been sitting in a garage for a long time smell. But another thing I want to point out is the dashboard. So this is probably the worst part about the car in all. So you can see right here that this little cluster piece right here that covers the air conditioning unit, which is obviously not in its best shape either. I've already kind of started taking it apart a little bit to try to get something else in there. Actually my buddy gave me another one that goes in here that's in really good shape, but the plugs in the back are a little different because his comes from Japan and this one was sold here in Malaysia. So it's a little different, but not that big a deal. But this piece right here doesn't even stick, and it's obviously broken right here, so that's definitely got to go. Let's see, what else can I show you guys up here? The dash piece up here is separating. From what I'm told, this is a very common issue. I guess back in the 90s in Nissan, when they built these cars, they didn't really use that good of glue or whatever the adhesive that they used here to keep this together. It wasn't really the best, and obviously it shows. well, this car's a 91, so this thing's over 20 something years old. So obviously they probably didn't have the forethought to think like, oh, this car is gonna have, you know, it's gonna be in 25 years still selling. They probably didn't give a care, to be honest. But either way, this is something that I want to take care of. It's got a crack up here underneath this fancy paint mat that this guy put before I got the car, but you can see the crack right here from the sun. I mean, it's hard plastic, and the sun here in Malaysia is so strong that I'm surprised it even lasted this long, or is actually in as good a condition as it is. And also right here, it's missing a couple of the vent pieces, so gotta find some pieces. If you guys know anyone that's selling any of those, let me know. I'd love to try to pick some up just to kind of put the car back together little by little. But I mean, it's a project car. The car is going to be built over time. It's going to take some time to find all the little pieces to bring it back to life. And I think it's going to be a really cool car when it's all put together. But again, it's gonna take time. Now, one of the other things that I can't stand about the car is it's automatic. I really don't like owning an automatic car. I mean, for me, I've always owned stick shift cars, but the cool thing about this car is it's super easy to switch it from automatic to manual. So I'm really excited. I think that's gonna be one of the first things that I do to the car. I really don't know yet what I'm gonna do to the car first, but I'm definitely gonna put that on the top of the list, because to me, that's almost a priority to get this thing turned into a 5-speed car. So now let's go ahead and check out the motor. I wanna show you guys some of the things that I did to the car, and then my buddy and I did to the car to try to get the car running, but it's not going to stay in there forever. I kind of want to get your input on this as well, and what do you think I should do to the motor, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's go ahead and check it out. The cool thing about the Nissan Cefiro in Japan is that it comes with an RB20 DET from the factory, which is a turbo inline 6 2-liter engine. Makes roughly about 200, 220 horsepower, somewhere in that range, but it's not a bad motor. But unfortunately, this one isn't that motor. This one comes with an RB20E, which is the single overhead cam non-turbo motor, which basically is your grocery getter motor. This thing is not gonna get you anywhere other than down to the grocery store and back. This has definitely gotta come out of this car at some point. I don't know when, but this thing is not gonna stay in there for that long. But I wanna go ahead and show you guys some of the things that I had to change in order to get this thing even running to be able to do this video and show you guys the car. But I ended up changing this mass airflow sensor because this wasn't working at all. It was definitely sputtering. The car had a lot of issues with it was running rich, and it was dumping more fuel into the motor, and it turned out that it was actually just really, really dirty. So I ended up buying some mass airflow cleaner from one of the shops here locally and cleaned it out, so it works better now. And then of course I changed the spark plug wires, as you guys can tell. These are from NGK from Japan. And then I put some copper spark plugs in there as well. So I didn't want to put iridiums in there because, well, 2 reasons. Number 1, they're more money. Number 2, I'm not planning on keeping this motor in here for that long of a time, and I didn't really want to invest a lot of money and try to get this motor like running tip top. I just wanted to make sure it runs, okay, and yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure I could drive this thing to a car meet or two before I end up swapping the motor out. But I don't know, what do you guys think? What kind of motor would you guys like me to see put in this motor here, in this engine bay here? Because I don't know, there's so many options. The cool thing about this car is it has S13 chassis, so, I'm sorry, not S13 chassis, it's S13 suspension, and an R32 GTST similar chassis. So basically anything from the Skyline to the Sylvia will fit in this hood, in this engine bay. Man, I can't even speak right now. So it has all this space in here for so many different things, but I don't know, there's so many options, I don't know what to go with. I have a couple ideas in mind, but I want to hear your guys' ideas. I mean, there's so many people that have put some really cool things in this car, so what do you guys think? What do you want to see in this car? Now, the other thing I wanted to point out that was wrong with the car when I got it is the alternator. Honestly, I had no idea that the alternator was the problem, but then my buddy and I started diagnosing all these different issues where there was a lot of electrical problems with the car, and it was running low in voltage, and the fuel pump is running low in voltage, and the headlights, I mean, basically all sorts of voltage errors. So we ended up changing out the alternator with an RB25 one that actually fits. So he has an RB25 DET in his Cefiro, and he had a spare motor, so luckily it actually swapped right over. I was honestly a little nervous because they're different part numbers, and this one's actually a little bit beefier, so it gives off more voltage, but it actually fit. The only thing we had to do, we had to change, was one of the belts that were down here. I can't tell which one it was. No, this one. We had to change this belt right here for a slightly bigger belt, but other than that, it actually worked out really well. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video here. I really hope you guys enjoyed checking out the new project car for the channel, Project Drift Taxi, and I'm really excited to kind of share this experience with you guys. So I really want to hear your input. I want to see what you guys want to see on the car, or just kind of hear your ideas, your feedback, anything. Just let me know down in the comments below. I'd really just love to hear everything overall. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting ready for a car show that's happening tonight. I think it's called Initial Project T, JDM Night, something like that. So it's over in Damansara. Hopefully I get a chance to meet some of you guys out there. So I'll see you guys out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!